They say every story starts with a first chapter. In accounting, that chapter is the general journal. Let's review it and practice with an example. Accountants record business transactions in the general journal, which is a diary of business activities. Just like a diary, the journal lists transactions in chronological order, that is in the order in which the transaction occur. The journal is sometimes called the record of original entry because it is where transactions are first entered in the accounting records. Each general journal must have at least 5 things. First, the accountant lists the date of the transaction. Then, they list at least 2 general ledger accounts, one on each line. There must be at least 1 debit and 1 credit. And the total debits must equal the total credits. In addition, the accountant adds a description that will help others who review or approve the transaction to understand what the nature of the transaction is. Here is an example of what a general journal looks like. This is a basic version. Some companies have a much more expanded version if they record additional information with the general journal, such as legal entity, projects, departments, etc. Let's look at an example. We previously analyzed a business transaction where the company had purchased office equipment for $2,000 with a check. We said that the equipment account increased and that equipment is an asset. We determined that assets are debited when they increase and that is why we debit equipment. Then, for the second part of the transaction, we said that cash decreased and that cash is also an asset. We determined that assets are credited when they decrease and that is why we credit cash, and we are now ready to enter the information into the general journal by starting with the date of January 2nd. Next, we enter the account equipment into the description, and then the amount of $2,000 into the debit column. On the next line, we slightly indent and write the account cash into the description and the amount of $2,000 into the credit column. On the third line, we write a short description of purchase of equipment. You could also add additional information, such as the vendor name and invoice number and more detail in terms of the type of equipment it is. I hope this video was helpful and you are now more confident in recording business transactions in the general journal.